What's up, y'all? It's Murk back here with some more Draft League content, and today we have NPL Season 7 Week 9 taking on Trev, coach of the Houston Toxapexans. Now, we played Trev in the past. Last season I was on the verge of beating him, and I think it was Week 9, or no, it was Week 11, and then I totally threw the game away. I had a brain lapse or something, but yeah, we lost a game that we could have won if we didn't play like an idiot. So coming in this one, we're in a little different position. We're kind of looking out of the playoff race, though we're not technically eliminated. Though at this point in the season, my main goal is just not get relegated. So that's kind of what I was playing around. So I had a little more fun building this team. I didn't spend as long or go that in depth with my building this time. But his team is Tapu Fini, Volcarona, Mega Gallade, Shaman, Silvally, Uxie, Bisharp, Dragalge, Lando IZ, which is Sand Forest Landorus, Torkoal, and Victory Bell. So he's got a little sun. Yeah, he's got a little Sun Core. He's got some very big threats. Mega Gallade is a monster. Volcarona is a beast as well, though he doesn't have Z moves on it, thankfully. Silvally can be annoying. Shaman can be annoying. Tapu Fini's whatever. It's not that good, but it's kind of annoying. Dragalge's threatening. Bisharp can be threatening, so he's got a lot of threats on his team. His team isn't amazing. Like, it's got some really good mons, but it's not the best synergetically, I don't think. Coming into this, I believe, since we're done with week 8, he, I believe, was 5-3, and we're 3-5. So this is a big game. If I want to make playoffs, then I have to beat Trev, and then I have to beat Riz, who I play next week, who are both at like 5-3. Coming into this week, or 4-3, or whatever the record was, something like that. And after this game, I will show you what the bracket's looking like, because it's getting a little crazy. But anyways, yeah, that's his team. Let's go ahead and hop into mine. And this is the set that I built my team around. I noticed that his flying resist is Bisharp, and if you don't know what this set is, this is sub DD Fly D-Knight, and if you don't remember from a video long ago on the channel, I think it was like, it was at the beginning of, it was from my meme league when I first dubbed the Burger Kingler. I ran this set with a Salamence, and it's 6-0'd, so this set has some good luck in my past. Obviously, we're playing a much more quality opponent this time, but this set is very, very good. So we have sub DD Fly Roost, D-Knight with lefties multi-scale. We've got max HP, 92 defense, 16 SPDF with the careful nature, and 152 speed. My speed is there to outrun, I believe it's there to outrun like max speed Mega Gallade once we hit +1, because that's his fastest mon, and from that we can, once we Dragon Dance more, if we get to +2, then we outrun Scarfers and that sort of thing. I put this number in special defense just as kind of, I didn't run any calcs really, but 16 plus is a base jump. There's a jump number, so it goes from 262 to 264, so I figured that'd be fine. And I just needed enough SPDF so I could like live like psychics and that sort of thing from an Uxie, so that it wouldn't be able to break my subs and all that. And I just dumped the rest into defense, so I could take hits better from like physical Landorus and that sort of thing, because this D-Knight is very important defensively as much as it is my win condition, because, wrong thing, because it does a very good job of checking like the Volcarona, the Shaman, it can check Silvally forms, kind of. With sub, I can take on Dragalge if he goes for Draco instead of Dragon Pulse. I can take on the Sun Core and like special Lando if it's lacking HP Ice, potentially I can take on, but this thing's really, really nice to check stuff, and it's a good win condition, and if he doesn't bring Bisharp, then it has a very strong matchup, because I don't have anything that I have to weaken for this to win. It can just start setting up if I can find fodder for it, which Uxie is going to be the main setup fodder, just because it's likely his first switch-in, because it can take any hit and like Toxic or T-Wave me or something like that, or Yawn me or whatnot, and I can sub up on that and start DDing and be in a good spot. Next, I have a CM Guard with, I'm just running max speed, like fully offensive guard, so I was thinking that might catch him off guard because I rarely run fast guard. So I'm just CM3 attacks. I have Focus Blast here so that I can hit a potential Sylvally steal in the case that he'd want to bring that as his Gardevoir check. Also, it lets me one-shot the Bisharp if I need to, in case Hyper Voice will not, if he's like a Salt Vest or something crazy. Well, it's not too crazy, but yeah, it's there, and I didn't really need any other coverage. I could have ran something else, but, you know, why bother? And I went with Psyshock over Psychic because it lets me hit the Volcarona, and this means that, like, Torkoal walls me a bit, but I don't really care about Torkoal that much. It's set up fodder for D-Knight, so it's not that big a deal. Next, I have a Life Orb Agility Zapdos with T-Bolt Extrasensory HP Ice Agility. Very bulky with max special attack modest. This thing is here to wall break or sweep or both. I waffled over the different sets, but I figured this would be a fun one to do since all I've been running this season is bulky Zapdos. So having an offensive one would probably just throw another wrench in the mix, and he's also very weak to this. Like, I don't have Heat Wave, so I can't hit Shaman that hard, but I decided that Extrasensory would be better to be able to hit the Dragalge up for some big damage. Yeah, and then the speed's just there to outrun like Scarf Landorus at once I'm at +2. Next, we've got a specially defensive Miltank. This was here to check the Volcarona as well as like offensive Tapu Fini, because I know Trev likes running stuff like Scarfini, which would make sense in this game to check D-Knight. And Miltank should be able to take those hits pretty well. We've got Rock Slide, Body Slam with Rocks and Milk Drink. Just a decent check to stuff. Thick Fat means I can take hits from the Volk decently, and like Rock Slide will put Volcarona in range of my priority, which I'll go over in a sec. Next, we have a Spexed Excelgor with Shuriken, Bug Buzz, Sludge Bomb, U-Turn. This set probably isn't the most optimal, but Water Shuriken's there to pick off a weakened Volcarona or like a weakened Landorus or anything like that. Specs Bug Buzz is pretty nice late if I can get rid of stuff like Volk and like Sylvally Bug Resist type and Tapu Fini. And like Specs, Monospecs Bug Buzz should do a chunk to like the Mega Gallade and the Shaman and those things. And U-Turn's nice for initiative. And Sludge Bombs there just hit the Fini really hard. And lastly, we have a Sharpedo. I'm running Life Orb, of course, with Aqua Jet, Waterfall, P-Jab, and Protect. Very bulky, because all I wanted in this one was to just like outspeed max speed Bisharp, I think. So I could like out-prioritize it with Aqua Jet versus Sucker Punch and that sort of thing. So I could throw in a lot of bulk, so I could take like a priority hit, or I can take a weaker hit if I need to, and that sort of thing. And I just didn't need the speed on this guy. Like, speed tying was, I wasn't really afraid of like a Scarf Sylvally or whatever, because that's just not a threat to my team. Aqua Jet's there so I can hit the Volcarona, have a little priority for that, because that's dangerous if I don't. So we'll hit that thing up, and then Waterfall is very strong against his team, and his things that resist water get hit up by a Poison Jab like the Shaman, and the Shaman gets hit, and the Tapu Fini. And like, I can't really hit stuff like the Uxie too well, but once again, Uxie is set up fodder for D-Knight, and Excelgor comes in on it, and so does Guard, and that sort of thing. So that's the team. Let's get into the battle. And as you see, Trev brought Fini, Shaman, Mega Gallade, Lando, Uxie, and Volcarona. So no Bisharp means he has no flying resist. Uxie looks like it would most likely be his initial D-Knight switch-in, so that's going to be really nice. If I can get rid of the Volk and the Fini, then Specs Bug Buzz looks very promising against his team. Like, it should even do quite a bit of damage to the Landorus, and Sharpedo looks really strong in this game if I can weaken down Fini and Shaman and Uxie, like, and Gallade. If everything's weakened, then Pedo can just win. He doesn't have priority on his team aside from like Shadow Sneak Gallade, which isn't doing anything. Guard looks like it can be solid at breaking, though it's a very offensive looking team. And I figured he'd probably counter lead my Guard, since I lead with Gardevoir quite a bit. So I'm just going to lead off with my Excelgor, seeing if we'll want to lead off with like his Uxie or something to try and get rocks right away. So let's get into it. He's going to lead Lando though, as I lead off with my Excelgor. Now, I considered going for the Water Shuriken right here, which would do like 30% if I got 2 hits, and like 50 if I got 3, and so on and so forth. And I felt like it's not really worth it if I let him get the free drop into like Gallade or Volcarona, because Shuriken's not doing anything to those. So I'm just going to click U-turn, because it's also possible that he'll fear me being HP Ice and knocking him out. But he shows that he has Choice Scarf, and he goes for the U-turn. So that does quite a bit of damage when he's max attack, as I'm going to be able to U-turn that on the Volcarona. Fortunately, I don't get flame bodied, and I'm going to be able to drop into my D-Knight right away. So it's Volk versus D-Knight, which is what I wanted. I see the leftovers, so I get a little scared of the potential of like Will-O-Wisp, which would be really annoying and bad, but it's likely he's not Will-O-Wisp since I'll need coverage, and he does have a Tapu Fini, meaning that he can't status things as easily. So what I'm going to do is just go for the sub, predicting him to want to switch out, and he goes into the Uxie, and I'm like, oh wait, no, I go for the Dragon Dance right away, and here I'm going to click sub, predicting him to go for a status move, and he does just that as he drops the Toxic. Now this is the moment of truth. If he does not have a way to hit me super effectively with Ice Punch or HP Ice, then this thing is not going to be able to break my sub, and it'll become instant setup fodder. So I'm just going to go for the Dragon Dance and see what he can do. Really hoping he doesn't have Foul Play or an Ice move, and he shows to have Psychic. And that's amazing, because that's not going to break my sub. It's going to do like 20% max. And this just means that this Uxie is complete setup fodder for my Dragonite. So I'm going to set up a third Dragon Dance, and now I outspeed his entire team easily. And what I can do is just set up another substitute and start sweeping his team. So he's going to go into his Volcarona right here, as I'm going to be able to get my sub back up. And the thing I love about this set is that once you start going for Fly, you're getting all that leftovers recovery. So I'm going to go for the Fly as he quivers up. And that's not really going to do much for him, as I can just go for the Fly and knock him out. Now, I will remind you that Fly is 90% accurate, so it's very likely that I'll miss a couple in this game, but at this point, D-Knight is looking very, very good, and as Trev says in chat, he gives a preemptive GG, because he doesn't have anything that's going to be able to stop this, and I considered Dragon Dancing again here, or like Roosting or something and getting in a multi-scale, but I figured Fly is just overall my best play, so that I can hit this thing up and 2-hit KO it as he goes for the Moonblast. And what I'm actually going to do here is straight up one-shot this thing, showing he's an offensive Fini. And I'm going to get back up to 100%, which means my multi-scale's back, and I can just keep on spamming Fly, and there's nothing he can really do about it. Like, even if he Stone Edge hits me and I miss Fly, which I don't, and I knock out the Landorus, I still have 100%. I'm still at multi-scale, so I can fly again without worry of being knocked out. He goes into Gallade, I can just fly in this thing's face. He doesn't have sub or anything like that to play mind games, and he's just going to Swords Dance, just saying that he can't do anything, as I'm going to kill with the Fly. And Uxie is coming back in, and we already know that this thing can't touch me. He just goes for the Stealth Rock. And essentially, yeah, it's just the D-Knight show. Crit Fly at +3 does 90%, showing how fat Uxie is, but it would still easily be a 2-hit KO. So we can fly again, as he's not going to be able to hit us with that Psychic, and we're going to be able to take this thing out. Mind you, I have not missed any of these flies, incredibly, which I am taken aback by, and all he has left is Shaman, so we have definitely won this game at this point. I can fly once again, and I'm actually going to hit every single fly in this game, take out the Shaman, and pick up a 6-0 win versus Trev. I did not expect this. This is honestly the laziest team, or like, not laziest, but the quickest team I built all season. I didn't do any mocks. All I did was talk to Zazo about it. Like, he didn't give me any sets. I was just like, oh yeah, that's Heatman, and I just revised a couple things, like just changed EVs and stuff, and I was like, okay, it's good to go. And so like, my least effort team of the season picks up my greatest dividends of a nice +6 differential to my name, so that's going to put us at 5-4, and it's going to put us back to a neutral differential, which I did not expect to have, or 4-5, not 5-4. So that was really huge for us, and that's actually putting us back into the playoff race. So I'm going to show you what the standings are looking like right now. So if you don't want to see the result of the other games, then I'd suggest clicking X now. But I'm going to show you the standings because they are insane. So the Premier Conference, we've got Riz in first place at 5-4, who I play next week. So if I beat him by like 3-0, then I surpass him and go to like first place in the division. As you can see, there's 4 teams at 5-4. There's 3 teams at 4-5, and then there's David at 2-7 because he sucks. Yeah, like, this is insane because week 10 is going to determine who's going to win it. Like, if I beat Riz, I believe I'm in playoffs, or I should definitely be in playoffs, which is unbelievable to me. And that's just crazy. Like, if I win by 3-0 or better, then I surpass him. Or, yeah, 3-0 or better, I surpass him completely. Obviously, yeah, like, I'm the best of the 4 and 5 teams, so if I win, then I believe I'm in playoffs, which is ridiculous. It's incredible. Did not expect to be in this situation, but we're going to take it. So definitely happy to be able to bounce back into this, and we're going to have a very eventful week 10 in the National Pokeball League. So with that all being said, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're looking forward to week 10, because it's going to be insane. I'm a little excited now to be a part of a playoff race. I haven't been a part of that in the NPL last season since I totally shot myself in the foot and all that stuff, but I didn't think I was going to be in it this season, but here we are. We'll see if we can make it, and I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, leave a comment, all that stuff. And next week, we're going to see if the San Francisco Regigiants are finally going to be able to make playoffs in the NPL. Hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye.